The Iran oil shock is about to hit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've been hitting y'all. I've been doing all these fucking more geopolitical fucking reactions recently. I'm not gonna fucking lie, bro. You know what I'm saying? But this world is getting fucking crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? And I do care about this kind of shit. I genuinely do. You know what I'm saying? But with the Strait of Hormuz, oh my gosh, can I speak? With the Strait of Hormuz shutting down and prices going up, you know what I'm saying? And the inevitable collapse of the United States of America, you know what I'm saying? America had a good run. You know what I'm saying? 250 years. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But let's see what's going on, man.
Was supposed to blow up the world economy. The Iran war was supposed to blow up the world economy.
The war in Iran has sent the price of oil and natural gas soaring, putting pressure on...
I'm gonna be on, bro. I'm generally being honest. I don't think people. I mean, I do. I think everybody knows this by now, but I'm saying, like, I think there are still like some people out there that don't understand this. We are so fucked as a nation, bro. Just like we are so cooked.
Just about everyone.
Ship traffic has slowed to just a
We're living in history,
the
y'all.
longer it stays disrupted, the more pressure builds across the entire global energy system.
But it's been a month of really severe fighting and a near total shutoff of oil and gas out of the Middle East, and most of the world seems basically fine.
I just like. It just hasn't caught up to us yet. That's really it. It just hasn't caught up to us yet. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's really what it is.
And what you see is not Mad Max.
Yeah.
What you see...
Not yet. I'm just kidding. No, seriously though. When shit really does hit the fan, and it probably will within the next few months, bro. Which, regardless if we win the war or not, we still lose. That's just the reality, bro. We still lose. Like... We just can't. We gotta stay calm. Don't crash out. Go to your neighbors. Get close to your neighbors. We're all on the same team. We all live in the same country. We all live on the same planet, bro. Okay. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, bro. You know what I'm saying. Yes, you're gonna have some people go crazy and do some wild shit, but I just want to say that because I really genuinely believe this shit is about to hit the fucking fan.
A normal variety bad economy.
Attacking at least 3 ships moving through the Strait of Hormuz.
And that translates to prices at the gas pump, now at levels not seen since the start of the war in Ukraine 4 years ago.
So what's going on here? Was the doomsaying all wrong? Are things basically fine? And to figure this out, we're going to answer the question, what actually happens when the world's largest oil-producing region goes to zero? Like physically, step by step, from the moment the tap turns off, how does that work? How does that ripple down the supply chain to your gas pump, to your grocery store? How long do the lights stay on? How long do planes...
This shit affects everything, dude.
...stay in the air?
Everything.
And look, I will spoil the ending for you. The fine that you see out your window right now is fake. It's a mirage. I don't care where in the world you are, there is a 100-foot tidal wave rising above your head, and once you see why it's rising and what's going to happen when it hits...
I know why it's fucking rising. I know it's why. Because, you know, and it's our fault. It's the U.S.'s fault, bro. We've been fucking destroying, taking over the middle. Really, like, what we do is, you know, for those who don't know, America is an imperialistic nation. We go to nations. We do coup d'etats to their government so we can have control over their resources. That's basically what it is, right? Which is fucked up. Yes, I know. There's just been this step plan to take over the entire Middle East, and Iran is the last country to take. And so, yes, it is. You know, this has been fucked even before Trump. You know what I'm saying? With Obama and Bill, you know, many other presidents who've, you know, pitched into this shit, but. Yeah, this shit's fucked, bro.
You will not be able to miss it. The thing we are talking about has a name, an oil shock. And we are right now in the biggest oil shock in history. Think of it like a bomb that's exploded very far away. We see the flash, but the shock wave hasn't reached us yet. Today we're going to answer what happens when that shock wave hits. What it's going to do, what will change, how it's going to play out. Which also means asking why it's taking so long to reach us, why we're in this weird lull right now. As promised though, we're going to start by tracing what actually happens when the oil spigot goes from on to off. And the first thing you need to know is something that seems simple, seems obvious, but it turns out to be really, really important. This is an oil tanker. And the thing to know about an oil tanker is that it's really, really big. 4 soccer fields long, carries 2 or 3 million barrels of oil, and it weighs more than a skyscraper. All of which makes it slow.
Yo. That shit don't look big because it's, but like, when you, that shit's humongous, bro.
10 or 15 knots. That is no joke, the speed of a bicycle.
What?
Our global energy supply lines move at the speed of a Schwinn. And let me show you on this globe why that's important. If you biked all day, how much of this globe do you think you could cross? Like, maybe the width of the point of this pen, right? Maybe. You worked really hard. Okay. Now imagine hopping on your 12-speed starting in Dubai.
Oh
Dubai?
my God.
Starting in Dubai. And now imagine that you have to bike out of Dubai all the way down here, down the coast of Africa, down, down, across the Cape of Good Hope, back up the other coast of Africa.
We are so fucked, bruh. And we probably still have some oil tankers that are still, you know, heading towards all these nations. But when it stops, bro, it's GG's, bro. And then I know we have like oil reserves and shit like that, but I think we used, didn't Biden use up like some of the oil reserves and shit like that to help with like the gas pricing and all that shit during his term? You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Why would Trump start this war without doing like what we these niggas is so fucking stupid, bro.
All the way across the Atlantic, through the Caribbean, before finally arriving at the deepwater oil port in Louisiana. That would take
shit
forever on a bike, right? Which, remember, is the speed that these oil tankers go. Like, that is how our oil travels, as if it were on a bike. And maybe you see where I'm going with this.
That's if it makes it.
This is a map of global oil.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this. Okay. Persian Gulf. Okay. Strait of Hormuz. I see. So it goes up here, goes around to the United States, India. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, bro.
Flows put together by JP Morgan. Don't worry about all this text. We'll explain it in a minute. These red lines show the oil coming out of the Middle East, going out to the rest of the world. This is the stuff that's been cut off. Here it is back in December before the war. There it goes. The oil is flowing. But remember, it moves at the speed of a bunch of bicycles. So now it's January, and the oil is just finally reaching parts of Asia and Europe. And we're into February before it hits the US, and then it hits refineries in South Korea that then sends it on down these pink lines to Australia and New Zealand.
Okay.
So when the war starts and the oil stops flowing, there's actually still a ton out there, taking its long, lazy little bike ride around the globe. That's a big part of why things seem weirdly normal. For most countries, the oil shutdown has not reached us yet. We're still getting shipments that were sent out before the war started. So when did those shipments stop? If you look at that map again, it says most deliveries to the U.S.
Oh my God, this weird. Oh my God, bro. Oh God, bro. Oh God, dude. I'm not even trying to be funny, bro. Nah, genuinely, we are so fucked, bro. Like, I knew, like, I mean, we still have time, but like, bro, it doesn't matter if we stop the war now. We are still fucked. Like, it's done for. Like, it's over. Like, I mean, yeah, the world will go into a global depression, from what I know. But like the United States itself, we're fucked as a nation, bro. Like we're done.
April 15th.
Like
in Europe, they stop around April 10th. Asia, April 1st, so it's just getting started. But here in parts of Africa, there's March 20th. We're already well into it. And to be clear, these places aren't out of oil. Every country has emergency stockpiles.
Yeah.
So let's see what that
oil reserves, right?
Gas lines are the first thing to show up. Not enough fuel at the pump. And these are already everywhere. South Africa, Pakistan, Vietnam, a bunch of places. In Laos, they ordered schools closed for 1 day a week so there'd be fewer people on the roads. The Philippines and Ethiopia did the same thing for government offices. Sri Lanka is making everybody take every Wednesday off of work now.
Bro, this is sad, bro. And all this happened because of us, because of the United States, bro. Literally because of us, bro.
There are also
Literally
restaurant
our fault.
curfews, mass flight cancellations, air conditioning shutoffs. It's not that these countries are running out of oil. I mean, they are, but that's not the real issue exactly. Imagine this is the global oil supply.
Okay.
It's all sold in one big market. And that means all the producers sell to that same global supply.
What?
And then all the oil-consuming countries buy from that same
My
supply.
bad.
You could also call these exporters and importers. It's the same idea. Anyway,
Right.
the Iran war cut off 1/5 of global supply. About
Right.
this much. So when deliveries
And that's a lot. Like, that's a lot, dude.
stop showing up at those countries we talked about, they can't actually buy from other producers. But they've got to
Okay.
do it by outbidding whoever would have bought that oil otherwise. And that pushes up the price for everyone. And that's even hitting places like the US, where we are still receiving oil from before the war started. Countries whose shipments ran out are creating this big surge in demand. So anytime you go to the pump or pay your
So at most, we probably have like 2-3 years. Like, probably 2 years. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
power bill, you are bidding against them, and they are bidding against you. And all of this is going to get significantly worse when
Oh,
China
fuck.
and Europe start running out of shipments too, and surge demand to replace it, which is really close to happening. But all of this raises a question. If these shortages are just days or weeks from reaching everywhere, then why are we on a lull? Every government in the world can see that same map that I showed you earlier. They know
Right.
catastrophe is bicycling their way.
Yep.
So why doesn't it feel like it? This is Trump a couple of weeks into the war.
Sir, could you foresee a deal in Iran this upcoming week?
I do see a deal in Iran.
Mr. President,
Could be soon.
When he said this, the price of oil dropped right away. War's ending, right? Everything back to normal? Except he'd been saying the same thing for weeks.
He's fucking with the markets.
We have had very, very strong talk.
Basically, these people, they're the top 1%, these politicians, they're stealing as much wealth as they can before the shit hits the fan, bro. That's what it is. And they're gonna go flee to another nation, and they're gonna control the shit from a distance while they leave us in a perpetual civil war, bro. That's their goal. That is what happens because they're too fucking stupid to come up with any long-term solutions to benefit this nation. So, you know, after decades and decades of failures from politician, from president to politician and president and all that, it's all catching up, bro.
We'll see where they lead. We have major points of agreement. I would say almost all points of agreement.
Iran has said that there are no talks, and Trump is making it all up.
Iran's foreign ministry says you're not telling the truth when it comes to productive conversations to end the
Well,
war.
they're going to have to get themselves better public relations people.
He's been doing a ton of this. Like a few days earlier, he'd posted the US was very close to meeting its objectives in the war and might soon start winding down. So why does he keep doing this? Well, to understand, go back to that graphic of the global oil market. We left something out before. A lot of oil gets bought up by speculators who
Okay.
sell it secondhand. This all takes place through something called an oil future. It sounds scummy, but it actually serves a pretty useful function in stabilizing prices. It doesn't matter how it works. The point is, those speculators set their price by what they think oil will cost in the future. Which
Okay.
means if Trump comes along and says, peace in our time, speculators conclude prices will drop and
He's fucking with the markets.
sell their oil
That's literally
futures
what
for
he's
cheap,
doing.
which helps to balance the price rise in the regular market. That's part of the lull. Even though
Yeah.
Econ 101 says oil prices should be going up way more than they have, like crisis level $6-7 a gallon territory, all of this market manipulation is tamping those prices down. But that sounds good, right? Except that it means that the global economy is consuming oil and gas as if they were still priced and flowing normally. It's like if your city were running out of water and
Oh
everybody
my
in town
God,
decided to take 2
dude.
showers a day. And there's another thing propping up this weird artificial lull that we're in.
IEA countries have unanimously decided to launch the largest ever release of emergency oil stocks in our agency.
They're literally like I said. I described it earlier. Everything that I said earlier. You know, they're stealing as much money as they can from themselves. They're you know what I'm saying. They're you know what I'm saying. They're gonna make this country crash. They don't want they're gonna wait. Like with these Epstein files, bro. They're stalling. They're gonna release them, but they're gonna wait until this shit's about to hit the fan. That's what they're gonna do, bro. This shit is cooked, bro.
Is history.
Remember earlier when I said that all countries keep oil stockpiles? Well, a bunch of those countries got together recently and agreed to sell off 400 million barrels from their reserves. That's if 200 of those oil supertankers suddenly materialized out of the Bermuda Triangle all at once. And then on top of that, the US also agreed to allow Russia, and this is kind of hard to believe, Iran, to sell off some of their sanctioned oil. And releasing these stockpiles has added oil to the market equivalent to about half of what was cut off by the war, which has helped to balance out supply and prices and all of that. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. The stockpile release and those speculator games, these are both one-off tricks. They only work for a few weeks.
Like I said, bro, all these presidents and politicians, they cannot come up with any long-term solution. So they come up with these half-assed short-term solutions that fuck everybody up in the end. That's what this is, bro. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're winging it. Trump doesn't know what he's doing. His dumb ass down there. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
And when they're used up, they're gone, man. That artificial lull that we have been holding up, it is going to come crashing to an end just as those last shipments of Middle Eastern oil dry up.
The final vessel carrying jet fuel into the United Kingdom is going to get here in 48 hours, and there's no more after that.
So when that oil shock hits, it is going to hit us all at once.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we understand what that oil shock is, how it's going to get here, how it's forming. What is it going to look like? And when people picture this, they tend to talk about it in terms of rising prices. $200 barrel oil, $8 a gallon at the pump, $1,000 domestic flights. But this misses something much larger and much more consequential that is already starting to happen. To understand what that is, imagine if instead of talking about energy supplies, we were talking about food. And if I told you that...
Bro, this shit affects everything, bro. So, like, with the food, right? Like, what do you need to transport goods? Gas. What do you need for gas? Oil. What is gas? Refined oil. All that shit, right? Bro, we're about to go into a famine, bro. Like, people are going to die. We're about to go into a global depression. And it's, you know who's gonna hit who's gonna get hurt the worst? Probably the US, bro. And probably Iran, too. Because they got the desalination tanks. If they lose all that water, bro, that shit's fucked, bro. And people are gonna run out of water. Like, it's bad, bro. This shit's so fucked,
1 or
dude.
2% of the world's food supply was going offline. You'd probably worry. You might expect to see food prices go up some hardships on the margin, but you would think it's basically...
The shelves are gonna start getting empty.
Survivable. But now if I told you the world had already lost 20% of its food supply, you would think, well, we're about to have fewer people on Earth. And the name for this is demand destruction. It's when the supply of something drops so severely that whoever or whatever relies on it, the demand, permanently withers away. And that is what is going to happen to any global economic activity that uses energy, which is like almost all of it. Factories, technological development and production, car and airplane travel, air conditioning, building homes or cities. I'm not saying that those things are going to go away, but there is going to be a lot less.
It's gonna be slowed down, and it's gonna be like basically the that's gonna affect the power grid, like nationwide. Like, our shit's gonna shut off, bro.
Of them, like about 20% less once things really bottom out.
The economic shocks caused by this war will be with us for months.
How we emerge from this crisis will define us for a generation.
Let me give you a few specifics that are already starting to manifest. Airlines say they cannot afford to operate and are shutting down many of their flights, so it'll be harder to explore the world. European governments are telling their citizens not to travel for vacation this summer. There's just not enough fuel for it. A number of factories are already closing worldwide, especially in Asia. Semiconductor factories in particular are closing, both for lack of power and because semiconductors use helium, which is a byproduct of natural gas production, so is also going away. Importers expect it to become prohibitively expensive to ship some things abroad, so we'll have fewer foreign goods, less off-season produce, and we'll export less too, so fewer jobs. Construction supplies like lumber are getting too expensive to harvest or import.
This is so like fucked, bro. We are so cooked, bro.
Which means fewer homes getting built, which means existing homes getting more expensive and harder to afford. Many of the essential components to fertilizer also come through the Persian Gulf. Things like phosphorus. There are already fertilizer shortages in Asia, so there will also be less food in the world. All of these things also contribute to inflation. Prices go up, harder to afford things, our standard of living goes down. And the thing is, even if the war ends today, this process, this
it's still fucked. Like,
demand destruction is actually going to continue. That's because American, Israeli, and Iranian missiles have left much of the region's energy infrastructure in ruins. Things like refineries, gas terminals that will take...
And Iran's gonna retaliate and destroy all of that shit, bro. They're basically, it's like, if you take us out, you take out the entire world. It's that kind of
years
situation.
to rebuild, which means
right?
years before that oil and gas comes back online. This winter is probably going to bring the first big wave of hardship. Right now, spring and summer is a time of year when countries are usually stockpiling oil and gas so that they can get their people through the cold months. But instead, those countries are burning their stockpiles down to zero. That means December and January are likely to bring a whole new oil shock when 1 billion people across Europe, Asia, and North America go to turn on their winter stoves or heaters and find that there is not enough gas to go around. Now look, I'm not saying all this because I want to scare you, and we are not on the verge of some great collapse. I promise you that Mad Max...
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like Mad Max or no shit like that, but like, there is gonna be a big collapse though. Like here in America, like it's over that, bro. Everybody knows that there is no future for America. We basically the only really nations that are gonna be good from shit like this are nations that rely on like renewable energies, like China. Like they're gonna be good, but U.S., bro, nah.
is going to remain a thing you watch just on your TV and not out your window. And I'm telling you all this because the architects of this war want you to believe that the way things are right now, today, that's the worst of it. That we just have to ride out a few weeks of high gas prices, and we're going to come out the other side of this war basically unscathed.
Fuck
what's
no.
happening right now
Fuck no.
is
No, this no, bro.
a trick. This lull
It's a lie, bro.
It's fake. It's hiding the real consequences of this
God.
war, which are coming. The people in Iran and in neighboring countries who go to sleep under falling bombs are already living under this war. The thing is that I'm not saying it's the same, but pretty soon we are going to be living the consequences of this war too.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, man, this is crazy, dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit is fucked, bro. Like, everybody knows this. Like, America is an empire in decline. It's been in decline for decades, bro. And we are reaching the end game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we basically like the only way we're gonna get out of this, and have a better future, it would be straight up just like rebuilding an entirely new country from scratch, bro. Like, America, we are not surviving this shit, bro. And that's part of the reason why Trump is going all in on this war. Is because he knows that regardless of what he does, he's still fucked, bro. Because his stupid ass started this war. But it's done, bro. It's cooked, bro. It's sad, bro. And it's really game over for America, bro. You know what I'm saying? We had a good run. 251 years? Or 252 years? How old is this fucking nation? It's like 250 years or some shit like that. Say goodbye to America, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are not coming out of this shit on top, bro. It's just not. You know what I mean? Now, can we come back? Yes, but not as the United States of America, bro. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how these billionaires are gonna act, bro. They don't want to pay tax. They don't want to do none of that. You know what I mean? They don't want to help out. The government isn't doing shit. There's no health care. People are already suffering and struggling. It's gonna get even fucking worse. Like, you're not voting your way out of this, basically. Like, you're fucked. But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, good night, man, bro. I love y'all, man. Peace.